Join us for our unpaid Spotify.
If you don't really care, 2 hands in the air. If you don't really care, it's like that sometimes. I mean, ridiculous. It's like that sometimes. Shit, ridiculous. 1 hand in the air. If you don't really care, middle finger in the air. It's like that sometimes, man. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Ridiculous what's happening out there.
Back. It's fucking
back.
crazy.
Yo, the world is falling apart, but fuck it. We're still doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? We're still doing this shit. We got earthquakes, we got floods, we got fucking bugs everywhere. We got migrants. Yo, it's crazy, son.
We got aliens.
New album every
We got
aliens.
Yo, we are definitely in another timeline if Nas dropped, well, what's his thing? He dropped 6 albums, 2 trilogies within 3 years.
3 years.
We're in a different timeline, bro.
It's crazy,
Yo,
bro.
we just finished talking about Magic 2 on the last episode. He didn't even let us get one more episode in before he dropped Magic 2.
Yo, we got to step it up, do more episodes.
Yeah, we got to work on Nas's level, man. We should be as productive as him, bro.
For real.
Yo, Nas, send that check, bro. I think.
Yeah, I know.
We talking about you so much.
Too much.
We talk about you all day. Send that check.
Word up.
Yo,
yeah,
welcome back.
And the shit just dropped today. Yeah, the shit just dropped today. So I mean, it's not we probably don't have any chance to critique it yet, but just astonished by the volume of work and the amount of stuff that somebody who really don't have to put in that kind of work and yet still does, man. It's almost like you look at everybody else and be like, what are you doing? Like, well, if this man could do this much and he's already accomplished so much, it's like nobody has any excuse, man.
That's right.
He's in his element right now. He's in rare form. God bless him.
Yeah, this is the last one, supposedly. I guess the both of them said that this was it, that, you know, this is 2 trilogies, 6 albums, and that's it for Hit Boy and Nas. In terms of
is that
for now?
Maybe.
For now. You know, once you got that itch to keep going, you're going to keep going.
Well, he has other things to do too. Remember, he's been saying he's going to do something with Premiere and...
He should do a collabo with Jay. Him and Jay should drop a collabo.
That would be crazy.
That's the real throne.
Yeah, they should have been dropped a collabo.
Well, they did that. Remember Black Republican shit? That shit was fire.
One track. I'm talking about a whole album.
No, they did a few. They did that.
They did a few. Success and that Ludacris joint that I Do It for Hip Hop. They were both on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this like 6 CD run actually made me think back to it's kind of unprecedented, man. I mean, how many other producers have done this much work with one person? Not just in a 3-year span, in that short of a span, but just in general. Like a lot of albums that rappers have put out that was produced by one producer. It's usually because they were a group, right? Like Mobb Deep, Gangsta.
Gangsta.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like to get this much work from one artist produced by, you know, one producer, and they're not a group, you know what I mean? They're 2 separate entities. I thinking back, I can't even think of, you know, who's done this before. Like it's really like a first of like a one of one, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That is true. But I mean, crazy. Wait, the Roots, they don't count, right?
Why not?
Well, I guess, like I said, too, those are groups, right? So
yeah, that's a group. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I guess until we do figure that out, but yeah, that's correct. Man, I'm just happy that he's still making music. Apart.
Yeah, and I think it sets Hit Boy apart too from other producers, because I mean, Nas isn't the only person that he's doing full-length albums with. He's doing full-length albums.
He's dropping collabos with a lot of people. Even his pops.
Yeah, and it's not 1 or 2 songs. Yeah, it's not 1 or 2 songs, man. He's dropping whole bodies of work with a lot of artists. It's admirable, I guess this is the word that I'm looking for. It's crazy, the amount of work that he does.
I think we've had plenty of conversations like this in the past about how, like, rock and roll, how they value a lot of their artists, and you got hardcore fans following them still on tours, and they're just, you know, repeating a lot of their older work or their prime work. And it's like, still sold out arenas like Maná, Spanish, but even English, you got the what's his name? Rolling Stones, they toured, the Eagles toured from that long. What's his name? Aerosmith. What's his name? No, I forgot his name, but I'm talking about from
Steven
Aerosmith.
Tyler, from Aerosmith.
Yeah, Steven Tyler.
Yeah,
So
Steven
it's like,
Tyler.
their audience are so faithful, and now we're starting to see that with hip hop, like, because a lot of our really consistent not only pioneers, but like icons of hip hop are still producing, and like Nas, Jay, all of them, they're in their 50s now. So it's really
the
dope
shows
to
are
see
lit,
that.
bro. Like you see clips of the shows and they're lit, man. It's not just cats on stage rapping, and like they're putting on full performances.
Official shows, yo.
So
Beautiful
dope to see,
man. Yeah,
man.
It is.
Yeah, I'm actually going to the hip hop 50th anniversary show at Madison Square Garden tomorrow. So
oh, nice,
yo,
that, man. And, sold out too. Like
who's
completely sold out.
performing?
It's like, I don't even remember the lineup, man. But it's just it's mostly legacy artists, and it's so dope to see, man. Because like, I don't know, man. For a long time, you always felt like the stuff that we fell in love with was kind of on the back burner and dying, but it's like slowly over the last few years, I'm seeing it come back to the forefront and not only be very productive, but be appreciated. And it's a blessing, man. It really is.
It is.
Yeah,
that's why
definitely.
Whether or not is fire, it's not whack. It may not be like, oh, yo, the shit is with anybody. I'm not even talking about, because I only heard one song, and what I heard, I liked. I didn't hear it completely, but he was killing it. And I think that's always been the case with Nas. He's always had bars. It's just his beat selections. They're peculiar, They're like real.
Yeah, he'll tell you that himself.
Yeah. That's why I think he does it to stand out, to be a little bit more distinctive, But I'm going to check it out, and we'll definitely touch base on it next time.
Yeah, we should have some more insight on the next episode on that.
Yeah, I did see like a Lil Wayne feature. I was like, I wonder how that sounds.
I'm gonna check it out tonight.
I remember that last Nas and Lil Wayne. Well, when Nas featured on Lil Wayne's album, you remember that? There was like 25 people on that song.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably Nas' best verse ever. I don't think I ever heard a crazier verse, bro. His flow.
I know what you're talking about.
He bodied that crazy.
Shit. Yeah.
And who else was on that shit? You had Andre 3000, who bodied it too. When I heard Andre, I was like, damn, son, he gonna kill Nas on this. And I heard not. We're gonna have to, when we do the edits and all that, just play his a rendition to that. Yo,
play his verse.
It is his birthday, right? Salute to the God.
Yes, it is. Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, I had posted that New York State of Mind earlier. Somebody
had my DBZ heads. We got a new some DBZ news coming next week, so keep you posted.
Dope. So speaking of events, let's talk about our launch event, man. It's crazy. It's gonna be a fun night.
Yo, I'm looking forward to it.
Fort Hamilton Distillery.
I got a little taste of how it's gonna be at Eaz's event, man. Again, thanks for inviting Eaz and I to come through and perform. That shit was fire because it's been a minute since I've been on the stage, about maybe like close to a year. So to get back on there, and just man, it felt real good. And yo, your show was fire, son. You killed it, man. You were very consistent. Yep. You see the whole, from beginning to end, the whole album, like no fuck ups, like nothing. Like you were on point, bro.
Nice.
I was like, yeah,
man, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Fad, to you guys and to everybody else for coming through, man. The show was definitely way more successful than I could have asked for.
Yeah, man, it was popping, son.
The vibe.
I was like, yo, I know Eaz. Yo, let me in. They were like, I was like, damn, son.
Yeah, it was dope, man. And to do a 45-minute set too was dope.
Stamina.
I did a lot of open mics. Yeah, I did a lot of open mics where it was 2 joints, 3 joints, but to do the whole album and to get into that vibe, that was pretty fun.
It inspired me with ideas too. And now releasing the album, I'm like, yeah, I need to do that. I was behind the scenes, we can discuss this, but I was thinking about doing something like if we have a big night up in SOBs, you know, and
Yeah, I remember those.
You could perform a set. I perform a set. By that time, we'll have already our EP done. We'll mingle that shit up in there, and then we'll have other artists as well. I'll get, my brother-in-law to come up there and have a little set, because Sounds of Brazil, they got a mixture. That's all kind of Sounds of Brazil being SOBs.
SOBs. Yeah, I'm surprised they're still like alive and kicking, man, because a lot of these legendary places.
That's a staple, man. I'm pretty sure the reason why that's open is because artists are funding that. There's somebody's helping
keeping it alive.
That. Yeah, especially through COVID, bro. Come on, that's a super huge place, and especially in that area, that rent got to be crazy too. So
anywhere in the city,
I think there's definitely it's a staple, bro, around the world, man. People touch there.
Yeah.
So it'll be dope to go back up in there, Eaz, and throw like some real official. I got
some fun memories at SOBs.
Yeah, we'll get you up on stage too, so you can.
I got curse everybody out.
Yeah, I still bust.
Yo, really one night, Casa Quisqueya, when I was still doing it, because the crowd was acting. Was it the crowd? I don't even remember who I was cursing at.
The engine, it was actually Tony Touch.
No, it wasn't. It was Don't start rumors.
Him. No. He was the resident DJ. That's our boy. He was a resident DJ.
I don't think I was yelling at the DJ though. I was yelling at the crowd.
At the sound engineer. So he didn't perform yet. Right? No, he did a set. He finished. Boom, boom, boom. When he left, he just left the space, right? Because he's not the DJ anymore. The follow-up DJ wasn't like 100% ready. So it's like when we got invited on stage, the engineer wasn't like, not the engineer, the DJ wasn't.
The DJ
wasn't set up yet, so we had which was cool because Theme kind of just started ranting. He did a Theme Jones on the crowd, but it worked in our favor because it was, I don't know, it just worked out well because we followed it up with some other little jovial.
Damn, what year was that, bro? It had to have been like 97, 98. Nah,
yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would say that. Maybe.
It's crazy, long time ago. So,
well, this event won't have any of that. I don't think.
Yeah,
this is more of a networking event type of thing.
Yo,
yeah, man, it's gonna be dope.
Speaking of events,
maybe
you want to bring back that old one? The tunnel.
Yo, you want to reminisce about that night in '96? We was chilling in the pool.
Yo, we were performing at the legendary tunnel. And our old wifeys, bro, fucking threw on wigs. Yo, they threw on wigs.
That's a classic legendary tale.
And they try to sneak up on us to see what we were
Our boys from Fatal Found was like, yo, that's your girl, son?
Sergeant Six. Word up.
Shout out to Sean Dude, Six Sinister. But speaking of events, we're doing a really cool event. Man, I did it with a lot of it took me like 10 takes to do that shit. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna act like I'm fucking spitting a verse because I couldn't get it right. I kept stumbling. So I said, let me just do something quick and simple. Old School New Vibes presents.
Arky's launching his book too, man. That's how you feeling on that, bro? As the date
speak to us on the rerouting.
Crazy because
keep it simple.
I'll reel me in if I go too.
This thing is gonna. Oh shit! I dropped the M-bomb. Cut that out, Eaz. I'm giggling. I'm not even high, son. I'm high on life. I'm high on life.
This has been a beautiful journey because it pushed me past what my comfort zone is. I had to get into like engineering. I had to get into like editor's mind state, a fucking book format, like. That site you sent me, aside from that, we're talking past the book. That I think I've spoken about that journey and the writing process on that.
Yeah.
But it's just now when I'm here now it's like I have to put another hat because now it's okay. The product is done. Now it's time to present it. And this is where all the magic happens, bro. I was thinking that the hard work was doing it. No, I think that was the part of me enjoying and me being who I am, right? But now it's like, well, I gotta fit somewhere that's not my expertise that I'm still learning. Even little simple things, you know what I mean? Like certain fucking link trees and all of that stuff. I had to like really, I got to across the board. I got all the T's and websites and QR codes. And it's just not that it's, okay, it's not difficult. It's simple. It's just not easy because it requires effort.
It's new.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's new. Yeah. So it's fun though. So it's like, instead of looking at it like, I'm like, nah. I got to learn this. And as I'm doing it, I'm learning it. So it's like, holy shit, I can continue this now. You know, like, it's not like how sometimes you paid somebody to do something, everything came out dope, but now when you go and do it again, now you got to pay to do it again, you know? So
there's no shortcuts in this.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And thank you, bro. You summed it up really well. And that's what I'm learning. Like, just only way out is going through shameless plug, because that's actually a chapter in it too, you know? But it's true. Only way to do things is to do it.
So what made you pick, I'm going to interview you. What made you pick that title, Rerouting GPS to the Soul? Because it's also tied into the album. So speak on that for a bit. Why don't you?
Sure, sir. I think it was a few reasons why, you know, I had that in my own personal life. You know, once you start thinking about mortality and just you start thinking about life in general and where you're at and what's ahead. And, you know, you start assessing everything I've done in my past. And now what do I look forward to in the future? So there's sometimes, you know, you gotta reroute. And sometimes you even discover you were going the wrong way, you know? But instead of like hiding those reasons or being ashamed of those reasons, understanding that the wrong way is part of the way sometimes, you know? So I had that own discovery in myself. And it's just, bro, how you know me, all you guys know me, how much unsolicited advice, life advice I give everybody, bro. I do this all day, every day on Instagram. It's like, it just put me in a zone where I want everyone to feel what I feel, not exactly what I feel, but how I feel. Hold on, let me just spell it.
I'm gonna Photoshop that shit to like a stick figure. Like a doodle. He's gonna show it. He's gonna show a doodle.
I couldn't get him to finish a verse back in the day on a fucking track. This guy's writing whole novels now.
Yo, what does that say real quick?
Opportunity now where? Now here.
Give him the prize. A lot of people would immediately say nowhere. Opportunity nowhere. Here. But you saw now here.
Very nice.
You see what I'm saying? Very so nice. That was the test I wanted to say without saying it, and you passed, my G. You get $50 Robux.
Thank you.
That's like kind of like a trick though, because you wrote it as nowhere. So
no, you just have to put it all together. It's I didn't have space to put the whole thing together, but you know, it's like immediately what do you see, right? So, and both are true. There's a thing with mindsets. They're both true. A negative mindset is true to itself and positive, like, but it all goes back to that cliche, half full, half empty cup, right? But then it goes down to what kind of life do you want to live? Do you want to live a half cup kind of life, or do you want to feel like a half full kind of cup of life, you know? So again, I learned how to kind of tame and not push it too much. I was like, you know what, let me put what I want to spread into a book. And in the process of that, I was like, damn, man, you know, thinking of just rhymes were coming out of the concepts, because the majority of all of our rhymes are like struggle rhymes and like life expression rhymes and this and that, you know? So they were like, kind of coinciding. I was like, okay. So I don't want to say it like that, but it came, it was coming. It was, you know, effort.
Pause.
Pause, yeah. It wasn't like, yo, it was easy, but it was simple because I just knew how to show up. I just knew how to put the pen to the pad and like, okay, and then just start doing it. But the nights that I didn't do that, nothing happened. So, you know, you just start realizing more that to the point where, you know, if you don't do something, it's not going to get done. And then, you know, as you start aging, you're like, you know, damn, man, I don't want to feel like regret. And this is actually a bar that I just recently wrote, but I said, I'd rather do it and repent it than never do it and regret it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, sometimes, not even sometimes, the majority of why even kids don't listen to you is because they need to go through that
Do it for themselves.
experience
Yeah.
to learn. So, I'm like, if you put it in a book or in music and you offer it, it's easy. It's not in your face. I mean, it's going to be on your feed, and it's, we're going to pay for advertising. So it'll probably be in between the stories, but it's not like, harassing you. And then it's going to resonate with whoever it needs to resonate. And that's where I'm at in my life. Like, of course, I want to fucking blow up and like travel the world, but if I'm able to impact certain people, man, and so be it. It's crazy. I was going to the studio, right? And I'm not going to shout him out because it's a weird thing. It was a private moment that I told Theme about it, but he's like a pretty popular producer in hip hop. And he's like, yo, sorry, I like that joint, that podcast. I was like, what? That's what's up. Like, not, but the fact that, when you look at the views, a couple hundred, like low, whatever, but damn, there's still people, even though there's few, there's strength in those numbers, you know what I mean? Because it could be influential people that are seeing things. But regardless of that, my point is I want to impact people, man. I want people to get up and fucking do it, And I feel like the earlier they do that in their life, the I think happier like that. Yeah. Because a lot of us learn at the end, man. We learn through the process of elimination, and again, there's nothing wrong in that as well. But I think for the ones that took a longer time to get there, those late bloomers, they're actually examples for others. You know what I mean? So it's like there has to be late bloomers out there, because if not, there's oh my God, there's this book I read a few years ago, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. He's talking about how the majority of like self-made millionaires are they did it in their like 40s and 50s, right? And it was because that's when they started they started transmuting their sexual energy. These are people that were driven by their sexual energy, right? And you can see that. You can see a lot of even me in my earlier life, I was, thinking with the wrong head, and knowing that I could have probably done more or accomplished more goals in my life if I would have just had a different mindset and not just chasing skirts and running out there, So it's like, as you get older, you start realizing that energy, bro, that sexual energy, this is like, sexual energy is magical, man. Like, I don't want to go deep into this, but sexual energy, that energy, if it's harnessed correctly, bro, you can manipulate the whole reality, bro. And that's super deep tempo. But look into it, man. It's mad deep sexual magic. But go ahead.
Believe it. Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say I believe it, because like when you're younger, that's what you want most in this world. And I guess what the book kind of summarizes is that if you just constantly think about and focus on what you want most in the world, that's what you tend to get. But when you're younger, what the fuck do you want most in the world? That's what you want. So you tend to manifest that, but only that, and then as you get older, you realize you can apply that same shit to any outcome that you want. And if you work hard enough and don't quit, that's the biggest thing, man. Don't quit, because what separates like 95% of the people who make it to the ones that don't is just that they didn't fucking quit. They failed the same amount of times. They did it wrong the same amount of times, but they just didn't quit, man. And then the other 5%, I mean, maybe they're just lucky, but in reality, it's the hard work and all that.
Or I think those could also be by design, right? Those are the ones that had the parents that did it the right way.
Word.
And now they're ushering,
trickle effect.
They're ushering the next generations, and they're setting up their next of kin, which is how we should be thinking about as a community. As like, I love how, like, even us in a small scale, right? We came together, we bring in our resources together, our talent, and we're expanding. Like, this is what we need more. We need more community. We need people using each other's resources, bro, instead of going elsewhere for things that we can just keep within our circle and our circuit and develop that, nourish that, water it, and help us expand to more. Because that's how, a lot of, I'm not going to say their names, but and get Kanye, but this is how you do it, man. You see a lot of communities that are not from the US and they'll come in, they'll set up shop, and next thing you know,
So again, when do I get to read this book? Do I have to buy it like everybody else, man? Dude,
well, for you, because I know you, because I know you, you get the half price now. Bro, my brothers, you got, first of all, you're in there. You know what I mean?
I want to read it, bro.
Of course, I shut you out.
I need help, bro. I need to be helped, bro. I need your book, bro.
We all first of all, we all don't need any. We all already have everything we need, which is air and your heart beating. All we need is love. Facts.
That's the name of the second book. All we need is love.
Yeah, all we need is love.
Yeah,
and then the third book is Sexual Energy.
Yeah.
Yo, anyway, back to the event. It's gonna be fun night,
dope, man. Yeah, yo, we got a lot of people coming through.
Man, I look forward to it, man. We get to showcase what we're working on, showcase our brands, have some merch, have some music. So it's a perfect opportunity for people to come through. They got
really good drinks too, man. Really good drinks.
Shout out to Fort Hamilton Distillery. They got some really good whiskey bourbons. I think they got some gins too, all made by them.
Yeah, we'll definitely make a commercial when we're there and share.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun night.
We'll have one billiard table open.
Yeah,
we'll have music. You know what I'm saying?
We got a chess table.
We're gonna have the step and repeat for pictures.
Word.
Yeah, man,
it's gonna be dope, man.
We have a kissing booth.
Come join us October 5th, 7 to 10 p.m.
We're gonna have no, let me shut up. I'll say something stupid.
Then all you're gonna see is like a hand.
I just shut up. But yeah, man, come through, guys.
7 to 10 p.m. Man. 7 to 10.
Yeah.
So what else going on?
We'll do a little skelly table, you know what I'm saying, on the floor. Skelly.
We're gonna have a corner for dice. Y'all want to shoot dice on the corner?
They
got fuck around. I'll be in that corner. Or fuck, I'll forget about the whole networking shit. I'll just be there rolling fucking dice, bro.
You just have your dot card at like extended, like here. Just take it.
This is my contact. You win. You bet. Yeah.
You know, and what's gonna be dope, man, is that while Old School New Vibes presents, man, it's not just us, man. Like, it's what we are just speaking on is a whole generation, man. You know, we're like reminding people of this era that was beautiful, and it's never negating anything that's new or that's coming soon, you know, but just definitely reminding, people of the founders. I think that kind of voice is I know it's bigger than us, so it represents everybody who we're speaking to and who we're inviting. So it's going to be dope to see them, and we're going to capture some footage and hopefully get some people's testimonials or ask them some crazy questions about, their back in the day, we'll call it back in the day. But yeah, man, there's so many activities. I feel like that.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to do like a hashtag. So when you take a picture, throw up the hashtag, tag us.
Too?
Everybody, whoever's there.
Hashtag me too.
No.
Me too. I don't want to see those pictures.
No.
Facts. Oh, word. Damn.
Yeah, man, but
way to ruin the moment, Ark.
What's going on in the world?
Yeah. Let's see. The world's falling apart. There's alien invasion.
Let's go into sports, man.
Listen,
fucking floods.
Apart, before we go there, right? Okay, because now the aliens. Oh well, yeah, we can real quick because that had me dying. All these memes, right? Okay, we'll start with the aliens, but what you were saying before earlier, what happened to your boy from the Jets? But
Rodgers, yeah.
I can't even. Anyway, aliens. So today
let me
go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say just because you
are you a big Jets fan?
Well, I grew up in the Jets household. I've always been a fair. Go ahead.
Because I'm not a big football person in general, but I am gonna say that. Am I the only person that wasn't surprised, bro? It's like when you're I don't want to say cursed, because that's like a Boston Red Sox kind of a thing, cursed.
And the Mets.
I don't know if they're cursed, but it's like, I mean, when you get nothing but bad fortune, does this really surprise anybody? Like, it's almost comical. Like, if like 5 plays in and he's done for the season, and everything was riding on this one guy. I mean, that shit just
Yikes.
like, it's like, yeah, right. It's like, how else can you explain it?
This is why I just wait to for the playoffs and jump on the bandwagon.
Facts.
But then,
I
mean, I'm more of a Giants bandwagoner.
Really? Well, I'm New York, just
Giants.
Across the board, New York.
I don't think I ever sat down to watch a whole Jets game.
I went to a couple Jets games.
I haven't been into the Jets since '98. I want to say, when they had that really good year and lost to the Broncos, and even in 09 and I mean, you kind of knew that shit wasn't going to go all the way based on that team and who they.
We should go to a Jets or Giants game.
I'm down to go to a game. I have never been to a game.
Yeah,
so I'm down to go do that.
Wifey's gotten some pretty good corporate tickets a time or two. I had once I sat on like the 40-yard line, like right there, like the third row up. And it was but it was like 2014, or something like that. So they I mean, it was a bad season. They ended up getting killed by the Chargers, but the tickets came with the fucking food spread that you wouldn't believe, bro. You go into the tunnel, and it all comes with the ticket, so it's all free, and the excess is insane. I can't even imagine how much they threw out after the game. I'm talking about shrimp on ice, like all kinds of drinks, like steak cuts, like all kinds of shit. It was insane, bro. When I tell you excess,
was it a suite?
It was ridiculous.
You had a suite?
No, it wasn't a suite. We still the tickets were still like field level tickets. It was just you got to go into the club when you went into the tunnel. You got to go into the club, and then there it was like the perks of the ticket.
Right.
The food, the
That's pretty dope.
Tables, TVs everywhere. There was
Count me
people
in.
Too. Like, it was crazy. Like, never would I.
We can even go tailgating, bro.
Probably never be able to buy those tickets.
Put me in, coach.
The tickets were crazy. Yeah,
that's what I was about to say, because I know just when we went to the Yankee game, bro, I spent like just $150, bro. Just, hey, anybody wants anything? Yeah, just a few things, bro.
Yeah, forget it.
Oh yeah,
the drink was like for the drink. I was like, yeah, double, because I was like, so I cannot come back, bro. The drink was $40.
$40.
Yes, because it's a double. Because it was a double. You're retarded. So wifey got a double. I got anyway. The point, it was crazy. So yeah, that would have been like $1,000 ticket.
So I'm stupid too. I didn't even know that the food came with the fucking tickets. So as I'm going into the stadium, I'm like, oh, hot dogs, burgers. So I go and I grab a fucking hot dog and a burger, and then I go to walk to my seats. They let us into the fucking club. I see the entire food spread. I ended up having to toss the burger and the hot dog because there was no way I was going to eat that after seeing all the fucking food.
Well, at least you didn't eat it first, and then you wouldn't have room for the.
You just spent $80.
I still had it in hand. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I spent like a good, I want to say $35 on that shit, $40, and to chuck it because of all the food they had. So that was the one drawback of it all. I was like, fuck, I wish I would have knew that this came with the tickets before I bought this fucking food.
I got the opportunity to go to. I'm a big MMA UFC fan, but when they had their inaugural event at Madison Square Garden in 2016, Conor McGregor, he was fighting for the lightweight title. But anyway, it was crazy. Like, so my boy, his sister's husband worked for some company, and they had seats, and they hooked us up with were like these really good seats, bro. It was crazy. But like every time they do events at the Garden, like seats are just ridiculous. Like when you look at the prices for tickets, no, not the suites, just regular seats. But we had some really good seats. I checked the price just out of curiosity. Those tickets were going for like $2,000.
We have crazy, some of our machines, and we have like a professional account in Madison Square Garden. So same thing. We had it wasn't even a game. It was like a meet and greet kind of, some of the players. So I met like Isaiah Thomas. Met a few people. I forgot that Italian basketball player,
Gallinar,
super retarded tall. So I took a picture with him. The Chinese
Don't say
dude.
that word.
No, not whatever. I forgot we're in a different era. I can't even say stupid rec. Like, anyway, I was with basketball athletes. Yo, why I look like fucking what's his name?
Kevin Hart.
Probably. You know what? Kevin Hart is much cooler.
Yeah,
definitely much cooler because I wasn't even going to say him. I was going to say Danny DeVito, but my G. That's how sure I was.
Danny DeVito's pretty cool, man.
Crazy, you know.
Always Sunny,
11, bro. You know, I'm thinking like I'm somewhat average.
Yeah.
My G. I was like
towering
smokes, but yeah, it was cool, man.
It was up to his crotch level and shit.
Whoa.
Yo, if you like Danny DeVito, watch Always Sunny, bro. That show is fucking hilarious. And it's been going on. It's up to like season 17 right now.
Yeah, they're still filming.
Bro, they're still dropping more seasons.
Out of here, bro.
Danny DeVito plays he's a fucking maniac, bro.
He's like the uncle or some shit, right?
He's their pseudo father. Yeah. But yeah, that show is fucking hilarious because there's like no filter. There's no filter. Like they just do whatever the fuck they want. That's why it's funny. But yeah,
speaking
shows, yeah. Let's segue into the ongoing writer's strike that is affecting all of the.
Yo, Eaz, me and you here, son. I was just gonna go right into that, son.
Yeah, word.
Check out these 24-inch pythons, brother.
Quick, help, no, walnut, pause. Eat as much.
Stop
as
showing us
possible.
your nuts. Stop
this
showing
has
us your
magnesium, protein, omega, super important. These omegas, these are for your brain. You want to remember. You want to get rid of the fog.
Eat some nuts.
Walnuts, peanuts.
Snap it real quick.
Whoa.
Not good. It has too much lecithin. But moving on. But back to this.
When you get a pack of like trail mix, like the good omega-3, they don't put peanuts in that.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not good, man.
Walnuts. Yo, y'all like walnuts?
Walnuts and Brazilian nuts. Those are the two nuts you should only be eating.
Yo, son, cashews.
Cashews are decent too, but anyway, back to this what you were saying before, Dean. Break it down with this writer's strike.
So they've been striking for months now, right? Like a good 5-6 months, I think.
Yeah,
right. And so that affects productions. It not only affects
what shows are being impacted.
So check it. Let me give you the overall scope that from what I understand, right?
Yeah.
So basically, shows, movies, there's no writers to write them, and then also the actors are on strike, so they can't go out and promote these movies. So whatever upcoming movies are coming out and the strike is going on, they these actors can't even go on like press junkets to promote the movies. The other problem is that the little people, like the background actors, the low tier actors that are just getting by, you know what I'm saying? And the people that work behind the scenes, the people that work in lighting and production and all those people are out of work right now. So they're, paying a heavy toll, and there's no end to this strike. So we don't know,
there's no end, but do you know any any speaking points from both sides? Like, where's the standstill happening? Is it because the actors are in agreement?
Nah, it's streaming royalties is one of the big hiccups. So back in the day before streaming, a lot of most of the actors that were a part of any production would get residuals for any DVD sold or any any time that it aired on cable or stuff like that. But with streaming, there's nothing that's giving them anything for the amount of streams. So there's shows that are getting streamed millions upon millions upon millions of times, and there's no kickback for any of the people involved. So, but yet the studios are still making millions for it. So that's a basic arguing point. And obviously studios like Netflix and Amazon and them, they don't want to give, any more than what they're already giving. And, the writers and the actors, they want more of the pot because there's a lot of revenue in that they're not getting. That seems to be one of the main talking points. I'm sure there's others, But that one is the one where they're kind of at a draw right now.
So behind the scenes, that's what's going on. But like overall, the repercussions are like the little people are the ones that are like getting, you know, screwed by all of this because they're not able to pay their bills, pay rent.
That dress the sets.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anybody involved in a production.
The front line.
So you got the top tier, you know, the producers, all these rich motherfuckers, they're good, right? They don't have to worry about where their next check is coming from because they're good. You know what I mean? Like these multi-million-dollar, like Tom Cruise doesn't give a fuck that the strike is going on, to give you an example, because he's chilling.
Yeah, there were a few actors who actually like made some statements, and they're like, you know, oh yeah, we're in our cabin in Oklahoma or some crazy like fucking they're in their bunker chilling, and they're just speaking out against them. So do you think this is
character actors and extras in them? They are struggling because there's no work for them right now, and they live off their next job. So for them, it's a struggle for them, definitely. And there's way more of them than there are superstar actors. You know what I mean? So
that is a fact.
For them, it's
do you think that's why there's so many streaming movies? Because you know you have these platforms that are still making movies. They're just not blockbusters or Hollywood quote unquote movies like that. They're going straight to
streaming.
So
and it benefits them because again they don't have to split a lot of the pot that they're getting from streaming revenue with, you know, the cast. So
do you think
it's great that
it's going to get to that point
for the actors? Not so much,
because
they're going to have to meet in the middle somewhere.
No, but check it though. Here's a crazy thing too, right? These actors are also pushing back, and I agree with them that these studios want to get their imagery, right? They want them to sign off so that they could have their imageries for AI to be able to manipulate, like basically an actor, they could use their image, their voice, their face, right? For other shit in the future that they don't even have to get paid for. You know what I mean? Because AI is pretty much taking over shit. So that's another.
They could just be like, yo, Tom Cruise, you're going to be in this movie. Just have his face and have a stunt over the whole movie. So they probably just paying for the image of his face, and they're not even going to pay him those extra for whatever to physically be. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a new day, man. So technology's wilding out.
But maybe highlighted
interview
that's
from
the
Matt
future.
Damon.
Yeah.
There's an interview from Matt Damon that's floating around Instagram somewhere where he explained how making movies in the 90s, you saw more movies like Good Will Hunting and movies like that because you could make those kind of movies. And even though they weren't making 600-700 million, you know, they still made their budget back. And then when they got released on DVD, they had new life. That's not the case right now with any new movies coming out. So what do you see? You see Marvel and Disney and them dominating the box office, but all these other smaller movies, they don't really have a chance to shine at movie theaters because there's no life for them after they leave movies. The DVDs are gone.
I feel like any movie that's done by independent art companies outside of like the gatekeepers in Hollywood, I think like the critics and they really tear down those movies, you know. Like I know even Black Adam, right? That was funded by The Rock, a lot of it. He put a lot of money behind getting it produced and getting it out there. And it's like things like that I feel like that's one of the reasons why they just tear things down. It didn't come out through the Hollywood gates.
Well,
you know?
So The Rock flopped. A lot of these superhero, speaking of that, like even now, big production superhero movies aren't, we touched on it a little bit in the last episode, but even those movies now, people aren't tuning in. They're losing its magical attraction.
Because can I tell you something right now? A lot of
says the numbers, says box office numbers. People aren't going to see them in theaters.
Which they can also, you know, screw. All I know is that if I go to the movies,
spell that shit.
It's thriving. It's popping. There's people there. A lot of the people in my circle or people I speak to, yo, you saw this? Oh yeah, I saw it. Yo, it was dope. I don't think I spoke to anyone that had negative comment about Black Adam, bro.
And I'm speaking as a whole, not. But
that's what I'm saying. Like just so and I know the world's bigger than my circle, but you know, it's like if I'm seeing everyone going in, when I go to the theaters, it's packed. Where are these like the lack of numbers, I'm not showing up.
I mean,
at,
it's a box office. You could go online and look it up. It's a tally of how movies have done, how much money they're bringing in, and I'm sorry, and they're. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying that you're probably also going to popular movie theaters. Remember, there's movie theaters all over the country in rural areas, places like that. Those only get filled up when the movie is extremely popular. They won't get filled up for just.
I'm just talking about Black Adam.
That's where the lack of numbers. Yeah, but that's where the lack of numbers come from. It ain't necessarily, if you're going to a poppin' movie theater in a mall or one on the strip, but like the ones that are in areas where people aren't going to come out unless the movie really attracts them. Those are the ones that they're not getting people through the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So I'll give you an example, right? So if a movie they have these bloated budgets, right? So let's say a movie like.
So you're just saying that they're not recouping what they're putting.
They're not. They're losing.
Okay.
So let's say I'll give you an example.
So they are making money. They're just not getting what they put up.
They're losing money. They're barely breaking even. So that's a loss. When you look at when they have these financial meetings, they'll be like, oh well, this lost money, this lost money, this lost money. Like I go back to Disney. Disney's been flopping left and right with shit.
And I think that's
all
COVID
the stuff
too,
they're putting up.
After COVID, that changed a lot.
Tell that to Top Gun Maverick, fucking Barbie, or Oppenheimer, all these movies, people are still going. They're just being selective now what they're going to go see. It's not like before where a movie was an event. Now it's like, maybe I'll go see it, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll wait for it to come out and streaming.
Are movies that are cross-generational. So, like,
but you just said kids, you just used COVID as an excuse, and it's not.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying for the movies you mentioned. The reason why I think they're getting that turnout is because instead of where like Marvel just targets kids and like maybe male men from a certain age, like Barbie, little girls, you even got LGBTQ. Like there's so many to grown women. I was seeing a bunch of like on Instagram feed, grown ass women dressing up a pink. Like I think everybody was dressing up a pink at this point, bro. Yeah, going to see it. So I think.
Well, I guess my general point is a movie like let's say Disney, for example, and Warner Brothers, they're losing a lot of money because their movies they're not bringing in the numbers that they want.
So, and the next phase is on hold right now, right?
Everything's on hold. Like we don't know when the next fucking slate of Marvel movies is going to come out because this writer strike is holding up everything. Yeah, but. That timeline,
but Loki's still coming out, right? Eaz, you were saying
because that was already shot. It was already shot and created already. Yeah, it was already created. But I'm talking about future projects. Let's say like the Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah,
I was looking forward to it. They haven't filmed it. They're not. When are they going to shoot it? The actors are on strike. The writers are on strike. Same shit.
Same shit. They actually started.
They started, but they had to pause.
The one with
Okay. Yeah, but that's
they
what I'm saying.
That too?
Bro, everything is on pause.
Here's the thing. Certain things got exceptions, but those things had to be a certain, like they had to be, this is just an arbitrary number, but they had to be like 90% done in order for it to even get a green light. But that's the stuff that's coming out now. Eventually that's going to dry up and you're not going to get no new content until something gets settled here with these contracts.
Here's the cool part though, right? This is what gives independent content people like us time to shine. You know what I mean? Like a lot of YouTubers are like, all right, cool. Now it's my time to really put out content. We need content so that people can watch.
Until IRS shows up in your door, like, yo.
I find myself tuning into YouTube more, not for nothing, than a lot of other shit. I watch some shows here and there. I started watching what's that shit called? One Piece. It's like a popular anime. Yeah. I never saw the anime, but the live action.
They're the creators of DBZ, of Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Okay,
that came out before Dragon Ball Z came out afterwards. They did a. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
ahead, because I want to segue into this discussion real quick since we're on the topic.
One Piece.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about what you were saying.
Well, I would say about One Piece that with those kind of legacy shows, man, you have to be really careful of how you bring it into live action because One Piece has about almost 2,000 episodes.
1 billion episodes, yeah.
Right? So it's like they have so much, and for you to try to cram that in,
Yeah.
The purest fan, they're like, don't desecrate this because this is holy. Which I get it to a certain, like my son, Logan, he is super. His team, his whole crew, they have the how I value Dragon Ball Z and fucking in my mind think I'm Goku. Like they have One Piece like that, and when I told him, he's like, yeah, man, they didn't do it. He didn't speak negatively about it because I think this was, for me, not only having a limited knowledge on One Piece. I don't know too much about it, but I know a little. When I seen the shit look official, right?
Well, I want to segue into that because so One Piece is actually doing great. It's getting a lot of good reviews, but it's getting a lot of streams. So they're taking it as the show's a hit. It's like up there with Stranger Things, right?
Yeah.
So people are tuning into shit. Now here's why. If you look at something like that show Willow on Disney Plus, nobody watched that shit. A few other shows like something else on Disney Plus that didn't. Oh, the fucking we were just talking about it, Secret Invasion. It flopped. People didn't tune in to watch it. Yeah. So why do people?
I tuned in and I was like,
it was a flop. So why do people like? Why
it wasn't like She-Hulk,
She-Hulk, don't even get me started. But so One Piece, and again, I'm talking somebody that just started watching. I don't know much about the story, but it looks good. It looks like it's well crafted. But like you were saying, Ark, they're staying true to the source material, and that's what a lot of these other things they're straying away from that and giving it a new story for modern audiences. So that's the problem, and people aren't buying that shit. So they want to see. So if you believe it or not, a lot of the purists like One Piece because even though it's like 8 to 10 episodes, they took the best parts of the story and stayed true to it, to the characters, to the story, to the plot, to the world. So
good point. So
that's so. What
episode are you on?
Check this out real quick. Super Mario Brothers. Why was it so successful? Because it stayed true to the game, to the characters. They didn't try to make Mario fucking something that he isn't, or make Luigi transgender.
Like what they was about to do to your boy Sonic. Remember the first Sonic?
Yes.
Prototype?
And the backlash. And what happened? God. They fixed it. But this is what happens. Sometimes they get too prideful and full of themselves. They're like, nah, we know what we're doing. They don't care about the fans' backlash. And look, shit starts flopping. But what they do with Sonic, they went back, they fixed it. They made a hit movie, and then they made a hit sequel because they did him justice.
I actually like Sonic, justice. Bro. I saw,
Yeah, me too. I like
so. That's the thing. So people are realizing you could put out a hit project, a hit product, a hit show. Just stay true to the source material. Make good stories. Keep the writing efficient. Don't try to pander to fucking people, check boxes just to please people. That's what they've been focusing on, and that's why a lot of movies and a lot of shows have been flopping. And that's my.
No, I'm glad you started because finally now we're gonna be able to touch base on some anime, bro. One Piece is definitely dope, man. And I'm up to like episode 4 so far.
I'm on episode 3.
Yeah, it's fire. Not to sidebar, but to sidebar. I just actually before getting on this.
How much time have we been on? We got like an hour and change. I can't tell, but it's all good. Let's keep going.
So. I just saw this movie called Hidden. 2015 is when it came out. It's about a fucking virus that made the people go into quarantine, and how.
When did it come out?
2015.
Oh,
yo, you got to check this shit out, bro. You know what? Just check it out first, and then we'll touch base after. But it's called Hidden. Yo, it was actually really dope. A little dark, but it was actually kind of dope.
See, when I see something, I want it to take me away from the real world. I don't want to be reminded of the fuckery that's going on in real life. You know what I mean? So I want to dive into something that's gonna take me away from all the crazy shit that's, you know what I mean, that's happening. But that's just me.
Yo, there's a lot of crazy things happening, man. And, although we do touch base sometimes on like conspiracies and all that. These are things that are going on in the world. It's not that we are doom gloom as you see us, bro. We'll sit here all day, crack jokes, listen to hip hop and talk mad stupid shit. But this stuff is really happening, man, like in the world. You know what I mean? Like that flood in Libya, thousands and thousands of people passed. God bless them, man. Like
Morocco had an earthquake.
Like, it was so bad that they couldn't even bury them, bro. They had to they just like put them into a big hole, bro. It's like some crazy mass burial. Just like, wow, this is really happening, And then Morocco, man,
But in all fairness, I mean, listen, I don't want to say
right now in Maui, right? And in Hawaii, bro.
I don't want to say this the wrong way. And I feel terribly sad for the tragedy that everyone has gone through. And
which one?
People that have passed, all of them. But I guess what I'm trying to say is natural disasters like this have been happening for centuries, right? For decades. There's always a natural disaster happening. But I guess I'm questioning now whether it's a natural disaster or not anymore because of technology and people in power and land grabs and controlling regions. So now technology has made us able to manipulate the weather, to do a lot of shit. And it just falls into this whole climate change agenda that's going on that, whatever. I'm not going to go into conspiracy hat mode, but, I keep an open eye to shit like that,
Back in the days, right? Disasters happen. You didn't hear no conspiracy theory after the fucking disaster, bro.
No.
You didn't hear none like images of like energy beings being shot down and fire starting.
Remember, the internet changed all that. I mean,
of course, but even because back then they still had conspiracy theory books. You know what I mean? Like,
of course,
one that I actually mentioned today to someone was Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars.
Was that a book or was that a chapter in Behold the Pale Horse? I think it was a chapter.
No, but it was a book.
It was also a book. Okay.
Also a book. And it really it harped on, no pun intended, harp, but about energy weapons, about mass manipulation through radio frequencies. So it was a lot of stuff about they need to instill certain things inside of us, like these metals and these toxins that could be activated through radio frequencies, right? And this is crazy because this is something I recently saw, but there's like on some media channel, but saying how there's like a galactical rule of thumb or law, right? Like even cigarettes, you smoke them, on it says this shit'll kill you. You know what I mean? Like they have to tell you, just as a law of nature, by law, that this is going to kill you. So a lot of these slips that we see on these Simpson things or wherever these quote unquote coincidences, I feel like they're literally telling you. And you know what's funny? You go back and you see a lot of these these interviews where they're like in the council or they're in the Senate, and it's not like on mass media, but they're talking about stuff like, oh yeah, we're running these trainings for this and this YZ at this time.
Yeah.
The fucking same exact shit that just happened that they're talking about training. Yo, this COVID shit, there was literally a training.
Yo, if you ever hear of a training exercise happening somewhere, get the fuck out of there. Yo, you don't know what's going to happen.
So it's like, it's not almost all those trainings, Boston bombing, remember that? There was a training for that. Like, there's so many, bro, do your own research, but that stuff is like, so it gets to the point where it's like, wow, man, like there's so much like almost evidence that it makes you just wonder what the
fuckery.
And then on top, so this is on top of it, when you see our world leaders, what's the option between Trump and Biden, this is the cream of the crop that the United States has available to rule.
There's other candidates, but they don't get no shine.
But this is the spotlight of them. And the fact that they're put on these pedestals as our leaders, bro, like it's crazy when and again, this is stuff you can research, thank goodness to technology, but like when you see those companies like BlackRock and Vanguard and Viacom and all of those that are running the world, running the world, bro. The major stockholders in every branch of government. Like, it's so crazy when you go and you see this. So what other conclusion can you draw aside from something that is not what the norm would think or is taught to think? Because this is the thing, like, they tell us how to think. And there's some people who are just so scared to take risk and live outside of this status quo to make their own decisions, that they need this guidance, bro. It's almost like,
yeah, but you know what's the only thing that everything you're saying like the way you're explaining it makes sense, yes. But the only thing I never can get past is that we always attribute the shit to they. Who the fuck is they? Like, who is these people that
I'm at that point with
can
some
we get an
spiritual
answer
shit
to that? You know what I mean? Because
it's Illuminati, God.
At the end of the day, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, we say that jokingly, but at the
I
end
was
of the
talking
day,
about that
until
earlier.
somebody can tell me who's they,
Yeah.
who the fuck is they that's trying to get poor little old me to do whatever it is they want to do? Like, show me that person, because until then, like,
yeah,
we keep addressing this shit as they. It just seems like somebody to blame when we don't know who to blame. You know what I mean?
the thing is that there's like, even if we know, like, we just mentioned all those corporations, or when you look at media, little clips and collages of every single broadcaster saying the same exact thing.
Yeah, following the same narrative.
When you see this is like evidence that this stuff is scripted, right? And then again, when you see
this is what they are doing,
this is the
sometimes
narrative.
You feel like you're in a simulation, like you're in the Matrix.
And this could be potentially it, but not to get all crazy, but we're already past that.
We're already crazy, bro.
We're way past.
We stepped into crazy town like 20 minutes ago.
I feel this is there's a spiritual war going on right now.
Nobody's safe from. You can run, but you can't hide forever from these streets that we done took.
We shook.
Listen, bottom line is, question everything. Don't just believe what the mainstream news tells you, and just think critically for yourself.
Don't be cynical either,
and I'm not speaking to you, Eaz. I'm speaking to our audience in general.
And this is
I know.
It's funny because my son spelling, one of his new spelling words. Shout out to this whole new school year again. Oh man, what the fuck? Wait. I get up early anyway for work, right? But just having to get up and go out and like drop, anyway. Point is, his word, one of the words that came today was cynical, and we were talking about what cynical is, right?
Me.
So again, that's the thing. I never want to push. There's a difference between being skeptical or just wanting to just really dig deep and elaborate and work, see how things work. And then also looking at it just to prove or to discredit or just to think doom and gloom. I definitely don't want that, bro. I want that, but peace and joy. I want everybody to fucking be high, drunk, and horny and have all the success in their life. But these are just, when I look at what is a disturbance to my peace or what comes into my force, and it's these little things that are happening around the world. And I never want to ignore, repress, or suppress any reality that's going on in my life or in the world, because I don't want to be ignorant to it, but I don't let it consume me and I don't let it switch my mindset, but I have to identify it, But sometimes we get called conspiracy theorists or you get called fucking crazy,
Yeah.
Like, especially with these aliens, bro. But this is the shit, right? This is how I understand, son. So they bring these aliens from Peru, right? And then so yesterday, the Mexico, I don't know who as far as their offices or the Senate, but they had a pressing, they had a news. I don't even know. Did anyone see the footage of when they displayed the?
That shit looks so fake, bro. It looks so fake. They made dolls and made it look like aliens. But
this is like major media outlets talking about this, right?
I don't know why they're doing.
And then today, to come and say that it was, I saw something else that said it was fake or something. So it makes me, and not for nothing, I knew it was fake. I mean, it just looked fake. But the point is that why are credited sources of media promoting this? So it gets to the point when you already have this other media outlets that was talking about the aliens, right? Like official people who came out and who were with the CIA and their position. I don't know, and shout out to old Joe Rogan, but they were speaking about the credibility of that the whistleblower who talked about all of the alien stuff, and it was saying how it's legit, bro. Everything he was saying, he couldn't go into full detail because then he'll get sued. He can't like a lot of you sign NMDs when you get
NDA.
NMDs. I'm fucking thinking about Adidas and shit. But you have to sign that, and you can't disclose anything. So everything you disclose was stuff that he was asked. But anyway, the point is that so you have this part of the American media saying this is happening, and you got Mexico just introduced that. Now it's fake. It's almost like distorting it and just like desensitizing just the whole thought of it. And this is how an easy way to introduce this into the people. You know, it's like
I just feel.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, I just feel like it's past the point of introduction. Like people know something's out there. Just stop hiding shit. You know what I mean?
Nobody's freaking out.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, oh, okay.
Oh, alien? Yeah, look, an alien. All right, cool. Yeah, they're desensitized, like you said. But you know what is real? I'm sorry, go ahead, Art, because I'm about to segue the fuck out this shit.
Say peace, Margie.
No, but go ahead. Say what
I was going to take us into another level.
Oh, what are you going to say? I'm going to bring it back down to earth.
I was going to... Go ahead.
Sorry, could I just chime in with, have you ever seen this shit called The Social Dilemma, Ark?
Yo, yes.
Social Dilemma. Why does that sound familiar?
Okay, so it's a Netflix documentary that tells you how the algorithm on the internet
I didn't finish it.
works based off the shit that you see. So the only reason why I bring it up is because I think there's a reason why Ark sees more of these videos than we do. I'm just giving you a fair warning to be a little careful, because the more you look at this shit, the more that it's going to feed it to you. The more it's going to feed it to you. So you're going to start to see outlandish shit that might not let you know the difference between what's believable and plausible and what's completely
100%. Like, look, it's for instance,
left
right?
field shit.
Yeah, it's also, look, it's clickbait, right? Because the people who I follow, like I give an example,
but they're targeting you,
like,
because you see.
But like, I'll give an example, right? You got a bunch of DJs, right?
That's my YouTube feed.
DJs right now are throwing like big booty chicks up on their posts, but this is I'm not following a big booty chick. I'm following a DJ, but they're doing these for these clickbaits, right? So I follow influencers or Joe Rogan or whoever's these gurus and these spiritual gurus, right? Who they don't feed any of that, but every now and then, depending on who's more inclined to try to get the clickbaits, you see these things, right? But anything that, like, recently, one thing that I fucking scrutinize everything, bro. Even in the scriptures that I'm faithful to, even in the scriptures, it tells you scrutinize the word. It tells you itself to scrutinize the Bible. So
I scrutinize the shit out of the Bible.
Everything. So yeah. So when I see like something recently with this hurricane stuff, right? And this is like a credible source, one of those mid-states news, but had the whole weather pattern of these two storms coming together. And they were like, oh, that they're going to form by today. It was funny. This was, I think, a few days ago. And it's going to cause something catastrophic and blah, 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 blah. Like, no, you can go on to this weather site you could go on to, and you can see this stuff. Like, there's so much stuff to scrutinize right now, how to scrutinize, that I don't think unless you just want to just believe everything you say. And sometimes some should be looking crazy. There's sometimes I immediately, like, I think I said something to Dean. There was a bull run or whatever. And this shit, you're seeing a whole bunch of shit. It should look crazy. And you flood it and it looked real. But then you look at it and you're like, oh, okay, that shit is fake. So it all depends on how much what you want to believe, to be honest.
Oh, when they hit that
Targeting.
dude and it fucking went up and he landed all the way in the back.
Because you know
I'm
that
like,
is
yo,
a
that's
real
CGI, bro.
But no, but that is a real cowboy rodeo
Right.
stuff they
But they
do,
just
you know what I mean?
enhanced it.
But
yeah.
they OD'd with that. But they
Like, imagine the laws of physics that are being broken there. The fucking guy went up into the sky, and then like a minute later, you see him fall into.
But did you see that other one? It's a real video of where I forgot where it's at, but it's somewhere. It's in an Asian country or something. But they're holding down a tent, a huge market tent. There's like 10 people holding it down, and the wind is so strong that it makes them fly. You ever seen that one? Stuff like that. Yeah. So you know,
yo, you guys watch fights or no? You're not really into UFC too much. Y'all want to see a dead body? So anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up with this, and then I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna go to sleep. So yeah, UFC had a big event this past weekend, and the longtime reigning champ Israel Adesanya, he's a middleweight champ, 185. He's known to be a high level striker, you know, just picking dudes apart. He's long limbs, tall, so he just knocked people out left and right. He lost his belt to this Brazilian dude, Alex Pereira, who's like his arch rival from kickboxing way back in the days, right? And so they fought. He lost his belt to Alex. He rematched him, knocked him out, and got his belt back. This weekend, he fought this dude, this white boy, Sean Strickland, American. Doesn't get no more American than this guy, right? No, everybody counted him out, including myself. I'm like, nah, Izzy's gonna pick him apart.
What's his record like?
Who? The guy that Izzy?
The US. No, not Izzy.
Oh, Sean Strickland. He's got a good record. I don't know his exact record, but he's got a good record. Enough to get a title shot, right? Because Izzy's been so dominant that he's lapped through the whole division. So he's beat the top guys in the division,
so he
right?
probably slept on his dude then, right?
No, so this guy, he hadn't fought him yet. And so I think he probably did sleep on him a little bit. He thought it was going to be an easy night. Maybe he didn't train hard enough. He took that punch, though. It didn't knock him out, bro. You guys probably saw me sharing the story. So,
yeah, bro.
So, Sean Strickland, he's got some wrestling defense. Izzy doesn't go for any wrestling. He just tries to stay up. And so he just fought him straight boxing. He barely threw like maybe 5 kicks in the whole fight, Sean Strickland. And he's fighting him with that Philly shell defense. That shit Floyd Mayweather does. Yeah. This shit, tucks in this shit. It was like, bro, fighting a high-level kickboxer. Nobody thought he had a chance. And he knocked him down in that first round. I thought the fight was going to be over. He hit him with that 1-2, bam, dropped him. And Izzy recovered, right? Because it's not like boxing, you get the 10-second count. You know, in MMA, if you get dropped, the guy tries to finish you and then the ref stops the fight and then it's over.
It's crazy, yeah.
So he somehow survives. I'm like, whoa, oh shit, about to get dropped. So he survives. They go the full 5 rounds because championship fights are 5 rounds in the mixed martial arts. He's dominating him the whole fight, bro. He's got Izzy backpedaling. You know, he's like pushing the forward pressure. And I was like, holy shit, he's gonna win this title. And yeah, man, congrats to Sean Strickland. We got a American 185-pound champion. But yeah, like everybody counted him out. It's just like a crazy like Cinderella man story with this guy.
So now he's in a different class than John Jones, right?
So Izzy fights at 185 middleweight. John Jones was the 205 light heavyweight champ, but he just moved up to heavyweight. So he's a heavyweight champ now. He bought because the guy so Francis Ngannou was the champ.
Last fight I saw.
He's gonna fight Tyson Fury in boxing. Francis Ngannou, he's gonna fight Tyson Fury in boxing. Yeah. So we got some exciting fights coming up, man. So
what's up with your boy Ryan, bro?
Gordon Ryan?
Yeah.
He's like he's throwing jabs at other grapplers and shit.
Yeah.
You know, he stays on his shit talking game.
But he doesn't do MMA. He just does.
No. He's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that for a long time.
Oh, he's never gonna go
because
back.
he's so dominant in grappling. He doesn't
yeah.
need to, and he's getting good money. He doesn't need to
Yeah.
get punched in the face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't want. That's why I think he's 6 in jiu-jitsu, because he doesn't want to get punched in the face, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I
But
mean, who the
man,
fuck
But you
wants
get
to
those-
get punched in the
But
face?
Nobody.
you get those cauliflower
Let's be
ears, bro.
yeah, you get those cauliflower ears. Don't ever try to get in a fight. You see a motherfucker with cauliflower ears,
Just say, yo, my bad.
take a bat or grab a bat or something. Maybe you try to.
Nah, son. Like I've seen. Yeah, I remember, son. I was online with Latin Quarters. Wu-Tang was performing, and Wu-Tang came mad deep.
They always roll mad deep,
like 40 deep. The littlest dude, son. This dude had to be like 5'3", 5'4". Like
Kevin Hart short.
the security guard's like, none of y'all getting in. He's like, yo, who you disrespecting? He said, what you, bro, punched
Latin
him.
Quarters.
Yeah, laid, and the security guard was deep, huge.
So they bum rushed the club.
No, it's just Shorty Rock dropped the security guard, bro.
And they didn't jump. They didn't jump him or nothing.
They were super deep, so they didn't gonna do that. But it was a straight up fight, and he laid him out.
Big fat bouncer.
Not even fat, huge, like
brolic.
So, you know,
like me.
That set, yeah, exactly like you. So that set the whole squad like, oh, okay, yeah.
Damn, bro.
That's back in the days, yo. Well, not even nowadays. You still got dudes trying to roll up 20, 30 deep.
Yeah, but now motherfuckers look corny in their tight ass fucking pants now and shit. Like back in the day, you know, we had the baggies on. We look a little more hoodlumish. Now it's like, what are you wearing? Like, why should I take you seriously, motherfucker? Get out of here.
It's funny you say that, right? Because you know, I
can't front. I got my skinny jeans though. I'm not gonna lie.
I got fitted ones, but it's funny because you see a lot of the hoods, or you walk around, you see like little thugs or Bloods or Crips or whatever they are, and they're like listening to like some really R&B music kind of, and then walking and like grilling you, but they're like,
yo, Eaz, cut out that part. I don't want to get stabbed by no fucking blood and shit. Yo, you cut.
Yeah.
Yo, on that note, guys, I'm fucking tired.
You see the outline of the burner in their pants because they can't even fucking hide it.
Yo, speaking of burners, there's this the governor of New Mexico, this dumb idiot. She tried to do a temporary ban on firearms. So you know, there's a lot of red states like Texas out there that you could carry. You could have an open carry. You could have a concealed carry. Yeah. So people were like, yo, if you go to her Instagram, bro, the comments people are leaving, they're like ethering her, bro, like dropping fucking plasma on that bitch. Because she tried to use. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's what I had. So she tried to pull this because of people's safety, right? So you're gonna let criminals who aren't gonna abide by that, right? They can do whatever the fuck they want, anyway. But people that are literally law abiding can't carry their weapons for self-defense. And so she said it's only a temporary thing, but that's how they take power. That's how they grab power, right? Little by little. You know, give them an inch, they take a foot.
Temporary until it's permanent, yeah.
Until it's permanent, yeah. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna go take a nap.
You're gonna take a temporary nap.
You take a little nap, you know.
Yo.
October
5th, 7 to 10 p.m. Fort Hamilton Distillery. Yo, it's gonna be
crazy. Word up.
Jay-Z, Eminem,
Nas, Dr. Dre.
They're not gonna be there.
They're not gonna be there.
But we will be there, bro.
Yo, I'm out. Peace, yo.
Yo, peace, y'all.
Later, guys. Peace.
Later, y'all. Peace.
Old school